about getting over your fears. Okay?
So appropriate, because I'm so nervous right now. I'm trying to decide if I'm more or less nervous right now than a year ago. I gave the same training in my group in Michigan. I think this is less nervous actually, because I don't know.
So you came all the way from Michigan?
Yes, I guess I should probably tell you a little bit who I am, because I knew most of you. I moved from Michigan in September, so I live here now. Yeah, I didn't just come for this training. Yes, I've been in Premier for 4 years. Most of that was in Michigan, so now I'm in the process of like completely restarting, and it's been fun. Has been fun actually. Things including, this is not really the training, but I got a job that purposely had a lot of women there on purpose so that I could get jewelry shows. And it just helped. So if you need more women, just go get a job with more women. So I'm regretting now offering the help of trainings. Because I'm nervous, but it's alright. You guys you seem nice. So. This is a training that my sponsor asked me to do last year at some point regarding getting over your fears, and just, I got a lot of positive feedback from it. So when Lori asked me if I would be willing to help, I was like, well, I already have this training prepared, so yeah. But it's a good topic, because all of us have fears, whether it's asking people to do a show while you're at a show, whether it's picking up the phone. I think that's a pretty big one for most people, myself included. I can come up with any excuse I want to, as far as reasons not to call people. Like, they might be watching TV, so I don't want to interrupt that. But really, that's just me being afraid that they're not going to want to talk to me. So when I was preparing this training, I came across a book. It's funny, I was preparing for this, and then everywhere I was looking, like Facebook, wherever I was, things regarding this topic kept popping up. So I used to belong to a networking group in Michigan, and one of the girls in that group, who actually sells franchises, like helps people buy franchises, she brought up this book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So I went out and got that book and read it immediately, since that was the topic I was supposed to be training on, and it was awesome. It's by Susan Jeffers, called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and I'm kind of going to go through some of her main points. The biggest two things I got out of that book was that you have to retrain your brain, which honestly, a lot of it is how you talk to yourself. If you're on your way to your show and you're desperate and you need bookings, you need it to be a good show, and you're saying it to yourself that way, you're saying, this is better be good, or I'm going to quit from here because I can't do this, I can't do this, I need bookings, I'm going to fail. You're going to. You have to tell yourself that it's going to be good. You have to act like you're excited. You have to act like they're going to love me, they're going to love the jewelry, I'm going to get bookings, it's going to be fun. Most of all, that it's going to be fun, and that'll come. But you really have to, we did a big series on retraining your brain with my upline last year, and it was really interesting. There's a lot of research, like actual solid research on that, on just your self-talk and what you say to yourself and how it affects what you do. So just a good quote from Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Because really, you do what you think you will do. So really be sure to talk to yourself in a positive way. And the other point, honestly, that I got out of this book was just do it anyway. Everyone is afraid of things for one reason or another, and you just have to do it and get through it, and you'll be fine. Randy Draper says that anything worth doing is worth doing poorly until you learn to do it well. I think I heard him say that at a rally or training or something, and he's absolutely right. Most of the time, you think you're doing something poorly in this business, and the guests have no idea. They don't know. They don't know what Elizabeth Draper's doing at her shows. They don't know if that's any different than you. So just do what you're doing, and you'll get more comfortable with it, and you'll stop shaking like me right now. My legs are finally shaking. I texted my friend earlier, because last time I did this, she was the one that, like, when I got nervous, I'd look at her, and I was like, Katie, you're not there for me to look at. It'll be fine. Anyway, so most fears in business or in life in general can be brought down to these 5 core fears. 1, fear of criticism, rejection, failure, not getting what you want or need, or losing what you already have. And I think a lot of people can relate to at least one or maybe probably more than one of those things. So think about it though, if you're asking someone, will you do a jewelry show, most people are afraid they're going to say no. But you have to kind of get past that and think of it's okay if they say no, because, you know, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, for example, when you're a brand new jeweler, I was note cards shaking my first several jewelry shows, and luckily, you know, they're your friends and family, although sometimes I think that makes it worse. Yeah. Like I said, I'm less nervous with you guys because I don't know you. It's great. I want to know you though, I promise. Please be my friends. went to Haven of Hope retreat a couple years ago with my upline, and you get to, as part of that, I think this is normal, but we went to Randy and Elizabeth Draper's house, and it was castle, mansion, whatever you want to call it. It's awesome. And you get to spend some time with them, and Randy spent a good amount of time on this topic, which I think is why my sponsor actually asked me to do this, but I have some of his notes here, because he called fear and worry the twins of destruction, because they will destroy your business if you let them. And the key to that is if you let them. You have all the power in the world to not let your fears take over. But he had this cycle that is really interesting. It's a 4-part cycle. Number 1, fear leads to inactivity, because there's only so much this business will do for yourself. You have to actually ask for things and be proactive and whatever. And if you're afraid to ask these things, you're eventually going to run out of shows. You're going to become inactive. And then number 2, inactivity leads to lack of experience. Obviously, if you're not doing things, you're not going to get experience. You're going to feel even more uncomfortable. You're going to stop going to trainings because you're kind of ashamed you haven't been doing anything, which don't do that. If you don't have shows, please still come to trainings. It's exactly where you need to be. Exactly, but that happens. I've actually had a couple of my jewelers say to me recently, I don't like going to trainings right now because I haven't had shows and I feel bad during our condition. I was like, don't do that. I'm sorry I'm not there to go with you. Please go. And then from there, lack of experience leads to ignorance, because you get into the mindset where this business doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And you forget that it doesn't work because you're not working it, which someone already said earlier today. And then ignorance leads to fear. So it kind of just cycles around. And I thought that was really interesting, because you can apply that to your life outside of the business as well, of course, but it's very true. So unless you break that cycle, it's just going to continue to repeat. Eventually your business is going to dry up and you're going to be convinced that Premier doesn't work. And like you'll hear a lot in Premier, it doesn't work if you don't work it. And then of course, while I was preparing this training last year too, I looked on Facebook, and Joni Brummel, who's an executive director, she's my Premier great-grandma, she's awesome. She posted a quote by Joyce Meyer that said, "Fear is simply faith in what Satan says." And I thought that was really good too, because Satan hates Premier. He doesn't want Premier to do well. So if he's the one putting those thoughts into your head, you just don't listen to him, because then you're listening to Satan. We don't want to do that, as far as I know. And you're also, I can't even tell you how many times I've heard this in Premier at rallies and trainings, but God doesn't care about your comfort, He cares about your growth. So you have to kind of be willing to step outside your comfort zone now and then for things. And don't set your goals so high that it is going to be unattainable. I mean, no one here could be executive director by a rally, I don't think. So, but it's very feasible that you could, whatever step you are, you could be at the next one by rally if you really put your mind to it. It might force you out of your comfort zone, make more phone calls than you want to, but you can totally do it. Your goals should be a little bit intimidating, and when they're, just lost my spot, I'm sorry. But your goals should be a little bit intimidating. It's just, if they're not, then you're probably going to be plateauing pretty soon, whether you are or not. And I've been there many, many times in this business. There's been a lot of times where I've had to kind of reevaluate what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I know I need to be making more phone calls. I know I need to be more proactive with the random people standing in line next to me, but I'm so bad at that. I'm so jealous of people who are good at lifestyle booking. It's just something I know I need to work on. And I met this girl who, every time she's in line for anything, whether it's at the bank or the store, she just, hey, can I ask you a question? Sure. Do you like jewelry? And then she starts the conversation from there. I'm so bad at that when I'm trying to do it. So just try to do something out of your comfort zone a little. And then I have this really great quote from the movie The Princess Diaries, although it's originally from Franklin Roosevelt. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the decision that something else is more important than that fear. It's a great quote. I remember honestly hearing it from The Princess Diaries back in middle school and putting it on my AOL away message, because that's really cool. I know you can relate. But really think about it. I mean, you have to decide that something else is more important. Is it more important to you to get the money that you need to, feed your family or go on vacation or pay for a wedding? I'm in that boat as well someday, soonish. But just have to think of, am I terrified to get on the phone and call this person, even though they told me, call me in the fall? Well, you have to actually decide to call them at some point. Is it more important to you to get that call, or is it to just be, I'm too scared to? So you really have to think about that. And really, honestly, when it comes to bookings, usually the hostess, if they're saying no, sometimes they legitimately just don't want to do one, and that's fine. that's a good reason. But sometimes they're afraid. They're afraid that you're not gonna it's not gonna be worth your time. They're afraid that they're not gonna have anyone there. So they're afraid of these same things, the rejection, the failure, the criticism. So just make sure you can get past that with them. Like, don't necessarily don't be too pushy that they're gonna never call you again, but you do kind of have to build in, why are you saying no? Are you know, they feel like they don't have any friends. How many of you had a show where they say, well, no one will come, and 6 or 7 people come, it's a great show. Like, what their perception of no one is. Honestly, I like those shows better anyway, you can talk to people. So, it's just, you kind of have to think about that. I'm totally lost on this page right now. But, that's basically it. Just, you know that everyone has fear, and really the best way to get past it is to keep doing what you're doing, and just tell yourself that you can do it. Awesome. But I'm going to stay here because she wants me to do something else too. So, yay, I'm back. Lori also wanted me to do I started doing a new booking activity. A couple months ago, I went back to Grand Rapids for a retreat that my upline was putting on, and Gayla Ungerer was the guest. She was amazing. She's an executive director from California, Northern California. She's phenomenal. Have anyone seen her at Rally or anything? She's just awesome. She's hilarious. She's just hilarious. I don't know what else to say about her, but she did this booking activity, and I absolutely love it. It's been working really, really well. It's called Enjoy Goody Let's Party, which is the stupidest name, and I say that at my shows. But it's working, and I have always been I've never been comfortable with pass or play in any kind of version of it. I've tried it several different ways. It's just never been something I've been comfortable with, like making people decide if they're going to play or not. But this is far enough away from that, but yet the same thing, that it worked for me. So basically what she does is she uses the little mini purses. I just use the jewelry box, the empty boxes that we have. And she passes, I should say because I'm doing this now. I've done it at a couple shows. It's worked really well. I've gotten 3 to 4 bookings, and my jewelers are starting to do really well with it too. So basically, I'm so bad at the role-playing thing, so I'm going to try to do the, like, you're my jewelry show, but I don't know if I can do it. You can do it! I honestly don't know if I can. Let's try here. I can't do it. But, so pass out all the boxes, that you cannot open the box. I know you really want to. We're going to play this really cool game with a cheesy name called Enjoy Goody Let's Party, and I say that and they laugh at me because I like them to laugh at me. Such a cheesy name, but it's fun. So you're gonna get these boxes and you cannot open it, and I stress that. And some of these ladies are immediately like, "Not open it." Like, you have the option to open it, but only if you want to play. You do not have to play, but if you don't play, you cannot open it. And then I say, you know, you're gonna open this box if you want. Inside is gonna be something. You're going to get something if you open this box. You have one of 3 options. It's either gonna say enjoy, and that means that you get. Now Gayla does. You get to keep the little mini purse at this step. But since I'm using boxes, I've added another little gift. I think I've been doing 10% off one item tonight, which normally is like $2. You do 5% off if you want to do $2. So you get 10% off of any one item tonight, no strings attached. That's just what you get. Hooray! Or it's gonna say goody, and you get 10% off that one item tonight, and you get to pick a gift out of this fun little box, and it's incentive stuff or dollar store stuff or whatever, or retired jewelry, whatever you want to do. And yay, no strings attached, that's all you get. Or it's gonna say, let's party, and you get all excited. And you get the 10% off the one item tonight, you get the little thing, so it's building, they get everything. And you get to have me come hang out with you, and I get all cheesy and I start laughing. This is like the most animated some of these women get because they're like laughing at me. It's great. If you're scared that you're not doing well, just have them laugh at you. It makes you feel better. Laugh at me, thank you. So it just kind of builds, and you can do whatever you want as the little gifts. I have one of my jewelers doing this. Her Enjoy gift is just a piece of candy in the box, and people are doing it for that. And what's amazing is then you say, all right, or you can choose, or then you make it clear that, yay, let's party, you get all these things, and then you're having a jewelry show, and you're committing to this, and you're gonna have it if you play and you get this, you're gonna have it. It's a gamble. And once that's clear, you say, all right, you don't have to though, who's gonna play? And then honestly, 90% of them put their box in the air that they're gonna play. It's amazing. They all wanna play, and most of them will, and you're gonna get bookings from it. Gayla broke it down that she uses 15 of them, and of that, one says goody. So one of them just gets the free gift. 3 of them say enjoy, and the rest all say let's party. So if you have a show that's like 6 or 7 people, you may get 1 or 2 to say enjoy, but you're gonna get a lot of people doing bookings if they all open it. I had one show with 4 people, and all of them opened it, all of them had bookings. And the great thing about this is you get the ones that do the, oh darn it, I really have to, well, can I do it in the fall? Yeah, of course you can do it in the fall, but these are the people that if you had just asked them, they'd say, oh, I don't know, call me in a few months, and you don't actually really ever get them to come in.
Right, that's true.
So this way you at least get, well, okay, I guess since I have to, I will. Like I'm having people write on their surveys where you're asking for a show, they'll say yes because I have to. I don't care, you're still gonna do it.
Yeah, those, I don't know, maybe not because you just started the meeting, but I'd be scared that they'd be like, okay, yeah, and then they'd book out, and then they'd be like, I didn't want to do it anyway, and I feel like I don't have to do
Yeah.
it further out.
And I haven't done it long enough to really see that, and I guess it's kind of, yeah, I don't know.
But at least they're saying yes.
Yes, and Gayla's been doing it for several months, and she said she hasn't had a lot of that. And I mean, I had one lady the other day who opened it and played and was gonna do it, but she then changed her mind, and that's fine, because she's about to have a baby and like feels bad with the baby showers and all that. But yeah, you may get some of that, but.
Yeah.
Honestly, people want to gamble. They want to gamble. They want the chance of they might not have to have a party, but make it clear that they might have one.
And okay, so I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The first question is, do you say, that means you're going to commit to having a jewelry show?
I do, word for word.
Good, I love it.
Yes.
Love it. I hate the line on
Yeah.
Then why did you put, you would have kept the prize, you would have kept 10% off.
I think Gayla says something like chance or honor at the beginning. Yeah, and it's, I make it very clear. And that's, I think, what I had a problem with Pass or Play before, because I was like, well, they're going to see right through this. Why would they want to, whatever. But I think this is, they have the chance to win something, no strings attached, is making them want to play.
Okay, my second part question is, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but if someone plays and they only get like the enjoy, but they did want to have a show, are they still booking?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like if they want to have a show, they're going to have a show.
Yeah, I've had one person do that, and Gayla said she gets that all the time.
You could just say, do you want to upgrade to a show?
Exactly, that's
10%
good
off,
verbiage.
too?
I like
There
that.
you go.
So
I have a question.
absolutely.
Can you explain everyone how you stack the boxes?
Yes.
So how you insert, what do you,
What I've
percentage-wise?
Yes. So I have 15. I think I have 15 of them prepared, and I think one says goodie, 3 say enjoy, and the rest say let's party. So it's a pretty big percent. I haven't acted, and I do all this after I do booking with boxes. So I had someone standing here and holding the boxes, and then I use the same boxes to pass them out too.
Oh, so use the same one.
Yeah.
You're showing the hostess plan.
Yes, I'm showing the hostess plan first by having someone stand here and hold the boxes, and which used to be all I did. I used to just do that and then rely on talking to people, and it wasn't working. It used to work, it wasn't working lately, so I'm liking, you really have to have something like this to get them to.
Now, do you just say, okay, who wants to play, and then, or do you go around to each person? Are you playing?
I usually end it with, all right, put your box in the air if you're gonna play, and at least 2 or 3 people will at least put their hands in the air, so I just start with one of them.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll ask the people individually.
Okay.
But I think that's the other thing that made me uncomfortable with Claire Bass was the asking people individually. Yeah, like I felt like I was being annoying. So I like that I kind of asked them all at once. And if they all put them in the air at once too, I let them open the box at the same time, I don't care. Yes.
This is just, I want to switch over to this too, but my main concern about switching this back, I'm worried that people are gonna be like, oh, well, your odds of getting the Let's Party is higher than everything else because we personally do it ourselves. Have you had anybody that's said anything about it?
At the show where there were only 4 guests and all 4 of them got it, yes, they thought it was rigged. And I told them, I was like, I promise you this isn't rigged. I had 15 boxes. Like, I don't really ever tell them what the ratio is. I just say, you will get one of these 3 things. They may, if they're smart, they'll probably know that it's stacked in the favor of the show, but they're not gonna ask you for a percentage usually. And that's why usually there is at least 1 person who gets, I'm actually relieved when there's 1 person who gets enjoy, because I want them to see that it's not rigged.
You could turn it around and make it fun too in their favor. Say, I'm hoping you get lots of free jewelry.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's it too. When you're explaining the things they get, you say, and you get the free jewelry, and you get to hang out with me, and I'm cool. Keep this little box if you want. Yeah, exactly. They do. It's fun. So that's pretty much it. I've only done this at 3 or 4 shows. I don't have a ton of after effects kind of questions, but
And add it to the dice game or whatever.
yeah, absolutely.
Home show. Everybody's like, home show.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I want to say too, if you're doing something that's working, don't change it. Do not change it. Because that's the